Waterfalls are some of the most breathtaking natural wonders on our planet, with cascading water and mist creating a mesmerizing display. From the tallest waterfalls to the most secluded ones, there's something truly awe-inspiring about these natural wonders. Join me for today's video. I'm gonna count down the top 15 most stunning waterfalls on Earth. Number 15. Niagara Falls, Canada, United States. When someone mentions stunning waterfalls you have to visit, a lot of us probably turn our thoughts instantly to the world-famous Niagara Falls. And rightfully so. Niagara Falls is located on the border between Canada and the United States and is one of the most iconic waterfalls in the world. The falls themselves are actually made up of three separate waterfalls: the Horseshoe Falls, American Falls, and Bridal Veil Falls. The largest of the three is the Horseshoe Falls, and it straddles the border between the United States and Canada. The Horseshoe Falls are 2,200 feet wide and drop 188 feet. The majestic Niagara Falls attracts millions of visitors every year who come to marvel at the fall's beauty and power. The falls have been a popular tourist attraction since the 19th century, and along with throngs of the masses, a lot of famous and noteworthy people have also come to the falls, including Marilyn Monroe, Princess Diana, and former U.S. President Teddy Roosevelt, just to name a few. The falls have also attracted a variety of thrill seekers. Several people have gone over the falls in barrels to showcase their bravery, although some may have had another word for those who choose to traverse the massive falls in a barrel, like maybe crazy. Others have tried to walk across the falls on tight ropes, such as Kenneth Allen, who was the first to successfully complete the walk in 1969. Most people, though, prefer to simply stand in awe of the falls and view them from a safe but still within spray's reach distance. Needless to say, few falls can rival the grandeur, fame, and sheer size of the stunning Niagara Falls. Number 14. Iguazu Falls, Argentina, Brazil. The stunning Iguazu Falls is located on the border between the two equally stunning countries, Brazil and Argentina. The falls are highly regarded as one of the most spectacular natural wonders in the world, and one look at these cascading falls and it's not hard to see why people fall in love with their beauty. The falls are comprised of over 270 cascades that stretch for almost 3 kilometers. They're also surrounded by lush forests where you'll find a plethora of beautiful flora and fauna. The falls are massive, twice as wide and taller than the famous Niagara Falls, making Iguazu Falls one of the largest ones in the world. Visitors get a variety of options when it comes to seeing the falls. They can hike through the rich forest to see the falls up close, they can take a boat ride, or they can get an aerial view of the falls via a helicopter. Those that choose to hike, though, should be aware that the falls and their surrounding area are home to a wide range of wildlife, some of which pose no threat, like toucans and giant otters, but others of which are a bit more dangerous, like jaguars. For the most iconic view of the falls, visitors can head over to the Devil's Throat, which is a U-shaped cascade that drops 262 feet down into a swirling abyss. These falls are protected by both Brazil and Argentina and are part of a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The name Iguazu actually means big water in the Guarani language, and it's clear that these falls certainly live up to their name. Number 13. Gullfoss, Iceland. Gullfoss Falls, or the Golden Falls as they're also called, is a majestic waterfall in scenic southwestern Iceland. The falls are fed by the Hvita River, and they're one of the most popular tourist destinations in the country. In fact, these falls are part of the Golden Circle, which is a well-traveled tourist route. The route also includes the geysers of Haukadalur, as well as the Thingvellir National Park, so anyone heading to the falls can take in some pretty other stunning sights along the way. The name of the falls, the Golden Falls, comes from the telltale golden hue that the water takes on as it flows over the rocks in the sunlight. In the early 20th century, the falls were almost lost to industrial development in the area, but luckily the falls were saved by a local farmer's daughter who fought hard to preserve them. And while the flowing falls are stunning in the warmer months, when winter hits and the temperature drops, the falls freeze over, creating a sight so beautiful that it looks straight out of the pages of a fairy tale. These falls are known for its double cascade, which drops 105 feet down to a deep canyon. There's a viewing platform at the top of the falls for visitors, and anyone who's lucky enough to see these Icelandic falls for themselves surely won't forget this stunning sight anytime soon. Number 12. Kaitor Falls. Some waterfalls pack a pretty powerful punch, but when it comes to powerful waterfalls, Kaitor Falls wears the crown. These falls are widely regarded as one of the most powerful waterfalls in the world. The falls are found in the Kaitor National Park in Guyana, South America, and along with being known for its power, the falls are also known for their unique ecosystem. The waterfall is located in a very remote area in the Amazon rainforest, an area that's ripe with endemic species of plants and animals. In fact, the waterfall is so remote that it can only be reached by a several-day hike through the thick forest, or by plane if hiking for days through awe-inspiring but treacherous and dangerous Amazonian forest isn't your thing. In any case, those who are brave enough to make the trek or rich enough to hire a plane will bear witness to a pretty stunning sight once there. The falls are 113 feet wide and have a single drop that measures 741 feet. Interestingly, the falls are named after the Patamona Indian chief Kai. It's said that he sacrificed himself to the gods of the falls in order to save his tribe from being captured by the Carib people. Whether or not that's actually true is up for debate, but the beauty of the falls set off by the breathtaking, unspoiled surroundings is inarguable, which is why the Kaitir Falls are widely considered to be one of the most beautiful falls in the world. Number 11. Yosemite Falls, United States. Located in the popular Yosemite National Park in California in the U.S., Yosemite Falls is a popular stop for hikers and nature enthusiasts alike. Yosemite Falls is actually comprised of 3 different sections: the upper falls, the middle cascades, and the lower falls. All in, the waterfall has a height of 2,425 feet. If this waterfall looks familiar, it might be because you've seen the famous Ansel Adams photograph called Clearing Winter Storm. The Yosemite Falls are the backdrop of this dramatic black and white image. The falls are fed by the Yosemite Creek, which flows from the melting snowpack high up in the Sierra Nevada mountains, so the best time to see the falls is in the spring when they're at their peak flow. Another Yosemite Falls claim to fame include James Hutchings, who rode down the falls in a barrel in 1871. He was a local celebrity for a bit, but if you're getting an inkling to do the same, forget about it. Barrel riding down Yosemite Falls is strictly prohibited today. Approximately 4 million people visit this national park every year, and along with the falls, visitors can take in some of the other park's stunning natural wonders, including the Half Dome and El Capitan, as well as a plethora of other outdoor activities like rock climbing, camping, and hiking. Number 10. Bang Dok Falls, Vietnam, China. The beautiful Bang Dok Falls is made up of 2 waterfalls that drop 98 feet into a deep pool. The falls are located on the border between China and Vietnam, in the Guangxi province of China and the Chao Bang province of Vietnam. It's not just the falls that are stunning, but also their location. These falls are one of the few remaining waterfalls in the world that are largely untouched and unspoiled by development and tourism. The falls are surrounded by lush forests and towering limestone cliffs. As such, these falls are revered for their picturesque beauty. The falls are the largest falls in Southeast Asia, but along with their beauty, the falls also have cultural and spiritual significance. The Bang Dok Falls are considered a sacred site by the local Tay and Nung ethnic groups. They believe that the waterfall is the embodiment of a powerful goddess. Furthermore, the area that surrounds the falls is to a diverse and wide array of wildlife and includes several endangered species, like the Indo-Chinese tiger and Chinese pangolin, for example. The best time to see the falls is during the rainy season because the water flow is at its highest. Plus, because of all the rain, the surrounding forests are extra lush and green. To see the falls, visitors can hike up to one of several viewing platforms to take in panoramic vistas of the falls, as well as the surrounding landscape. There's also the option for visitors to climb aboard a bamboo raft and go to the base of the falls for a closer view. Number 9. Seljalandsfoss, Iceland. Seljalandsfoss is a stunning waterfall that offers visitors a unique experience. Unlike other waterfalls in this video, these falls allow visitors to actually walk behind the waterfall. This affords visitors the opportunity to see the falls from a completely different perspective, so if you're ever in Iceland, this waterfall is a must-see. It's located along the famous Ring Road in Iceland, and the falls drop 197 feet down into a shallow pool. In the colder winter months, this pool can freeze over, creating a picturesque natural ice sculpture. And because these falls are fed by untouched melting glaciers and pristine snow from the surrounding mountains, the water is very clear and pure, which only adds to the waterfall's natural beauty. For those looking to visit the falls during the summer months, then you can enjoy the falls under the midnight sun, since the sun never completely sets in Iceland during this time. The crystal clear water and the chance to travel behind the falls makes this place not just a popular spot for tourists, but also for locals as well. Number 8. Plitvice Waterfalls, Croatia. If you're a Game of Thrones fan, you might recognize the next waterfall in this video. Given the waterfall's stunning beauty and unique interconnected system, Plitvice waterfalls have been used as a filming location for many movies and TV shows. The falls are found in Plitvice Lakes National Park in Croatia. The system includes 16 interconnected waterfalls and cascades, all with vibrant turquoise waters and a picturesque surrounding. These waterfalls are a very popular location for hikers, photographers, and nature enthusiasts alike. In fact, the falls are one of the park's most visited attractions. Plitvice is fed by two rivers, the Korana and the Plitvika, and both these rivers flow right through the park until they merge, forming lakes and cascades. Around the lakes and waterfalls, visitors will find lush forests and diverse wildlife, such as bears, wolves, and deer, and more than 120 species of birds. The waterfall is divided into two sections, the lower lakes and the upper lakes. To see the falls, visitors can walk along the series of wooden boardwalks or explore one of the many hiking trails that wind and weave their way through the park. Number 7. Sutherland Falls, New Zealand. The stunning Sutherland Falls are named for the man who discovered them in 1880, surveyor Donald Sutherland. They're located in Fiordland National Park in New Zealand. These falls are known for their remote beauty. They're also known for their height. Sutherland Falls is the tallest waterfall in New Zealand, and it drops a staggering 1,904 feet in 3 cascades. The waterfall is fed by a glacial lake, as well as several small streams, and visitors can revel in a hike to the falls. The hike via the Milford Track is a multi-day hike and will take visitors to the base of the falls. Along the way, visitors can take in the beautiful surroundings, including the unique flora and fauna, and many native birds such as the kaka and kea. It's important to note, though, that the falls are surrounded by rugged terrain and steep cliffs, making them difficult to access. So for the less experienced hiker, a helicopter ride will also provide a pretty spectacular bird's-eye view of the falls. And for those who love a little local legend, the Maori people of New Zealand have a legend about the falls. The legend says that the falls were created by a giant named Karearea when he struck the rock face with a weapon and made the deep chasm that the water flows through. You can also see the Sutherland Falls in several scenes in Lord of the Rings trilogy, since they were used as a filming location. Number 6. Gokta Waterfall, Peru. The Gokta Waterfall in Peru falls in 2 cascades, totaling a perilous drop of 2,530 feet. The waterfall was only discovered in 2005 by the outside world, although local indigenous communities have known about the waterfall for centuries. In fact, this waterfall is a sacred site for the locals because they believe that the falls are inhabited by an important spirit called the Chachako. The spirit protects the surrounding forest and the animals. Some of the flora and animals protected by this spirit include the bromeliads, rare orchids, and several species of hummingbirds, all of which can be seen by visitors on a hike to the falls. To see these falls, visitors can wind their way up a trail through the forest to the top, where stunning views offer a memorable experience. And although this waterfall is on the newish side of waterfall discoveries, word is getting out about its beauty. National Geographic named the waterfall one of the most 100 beautiful waterfalls in the world, and more people are making the Peruvian trek to see this stunning waterfall for themselves every year. Number 5. Kurşunlu Falls, Turkey. If you like your waterfall with a side of cool animals and insects, then Kurşunlu Falls are right up your alley. The waterfall is located in the Antalya province of Turkey and is known for its wide array of plants and animals that reside in the surrounding area. For example, the park where the falls are found is home to more than 100 species of birds, including the common kingfisher and the European bee-eater. The forest is also home to a lot of different mammals, including foxes, badgers, and wild boars. This park was established in 1986 and is an important animal conservation area for the local ecosystem. Along with the animals and the waterfall, the park is also home to several archaeological sites and ancient ruins. For example, there's a Roman aqueduct in the park, as well as a Byzantine-era church. The falls themselves are fed by underground springs and have a constant year-round flow. These falls are very easy to access since they're only 11 miles away from the city. The azure waters beneath the falls and the lush forest make these falls a highly photographed location, as well as a very popular tourist spot for anyone traveling through Turkey. Number 4. Talaga Falls, Malaysia. For anyone traveling to Malaysia, the Talaga Falls are a place you have to visit. They're very accessible and very popular given their natural beauty and the wide assortment of activities there. The Talaga Falls are located in the Cameron Highlands, and the falls drop 33 feet into a shallow pool, laden with lovely moss-covered rocks. The name of the falls comes from the Malay word talaga, which means lake. This name refers not to the falls, but to the small lake at the base of the falls. This small lake is a popular spot for both picnicking and swimming, and since the falls are only 1.8 miles away from the town of Brinchang, they're also easy to get to, unlike some other waterfalls which require arduous hikes. The falls are in a nice cool climate, so they're a good choice for people who need to escape the heat and humidity of other parts in Malaysia. Around the falls, there are some really unique species of plants and animals, including infamously smelly but beautiful Rafflesia flower. The waterfall is also a popular spot for bird watching. Visitors can see several species of birds, including the mountain bulbul and the blue-winged leaf bird. Furthermore, the Cameron Highlands, where the falls are located, are known for their tea plantations, so visitors can partake in a freshly brewed spot of tea while admiring the world-famous Talaga waterfall. Number 3. Skógafoss, Iceland. Alright, back to Iceland for our next stunning waterfall you have to visit. Behold the beauty of the magnificent Skógafoss waterfall. This waterfall is located in southern Iceland, and it's known for both its surreal beauty and its accessibility. In fact, this is one of the most visited waterfalls in Iceland, and one look at this lovely waterfall and it's not hard to see why people flock here. The waterfall drops a total of 197 feet and is fed by the Skóga River, which originates from the Eyjafjallajökull glacier. The waterfall is surrounded by dramatic black volcanic rock formations, and these formations, combined with the brilliant blue sky and rushing white water, make for the perfect photo opportunity. In fact, when it comes to stunning waterfalls, it's hard to beat the beauty found in some of these pictures here, given the fall's unique backdrop. And in the winter, the surrounding cliffs and rocks here can become covered in ice, creating a stunning natural ice sculpture that can be viewed from nearby hiking trails. It's believed that the waterfall was formed during the last ice age when massive glaciers receded and carved out the Skóga River and its valley. Visitors can see the falls by climbing a steep set of stairs where they will be treated to a sweeping panoramic view of the surrounding area. And visitors here might want to be on the lookout for treasure, since Icelandic legend has it that a Viking settler named Prasi buried a whack of treasure somewhere behind the falls, a treasure which to this date has never been found. In any case, it continues to be a highly sought-after tourist attraction in Iceland, as well as a popular filming location. The falls appeared in several TV shows and movies, including the visually aesthetic show Vikings. Realistically, pretty much everything in Iceland is beautiful and stunning, from dramatic cliffs to sweeping landscapes, and Skógafoss is no exception. Number 2. Victoria Falls, Zambia, Zimbabwe. On the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe is one of the largest waterfalls in the world. Also known as Mosi Oyatunnya, or the smoke that thunders, Victoria Falls are a majestic sight to behold. In fact, millions of tourists come to the falls every year to take in the splendor and grandeur of these falls. With a height twice that of Niagara Falls, dropping an astonishing 354 feet, Victoria Falls holds an impressive title. It's one of the 7 natural wonders of the world. It's also the largest waterfall in the world based on the combination of height and width. They stretch for more than a mile wide. These falls were made famous by explorer David Livingstone. He's the first European to see the waterfall, and he named them after Queen Victoria in 1855. The falls reside in the Mosi Oyatunnya National Park in Zambia and the Victoria Falls National Park in Zimbabwe. They're protected by both countries and are a UNESCO World Heritage Site. The falls are so massive and powerful that their spray can be seen from upwards of 19 miles away. These falls also have spiritual significance to the local Tonga people. The falls are a sacred site because they believe the falls are inhabited by the spirit of a serpent-like creature named Nyamanyami, who controls the Zambezi River. And while this place welcomes millions of visitors every year, the falls also welcome a diverse array of wildlife who call it home, including hippos, baboons, and more than 350 species of birds. There are many ways to enjoy the Victoria Falls. Visitors can walk across the Victoria Falls Bridge or view them from one of the platforms. For those who seek something a little more thrilling, daredevils can take a trip in the infamous Devil's Pool, which provides an excellent vantage point of the falls. Needless to say, witnessing Victoria Falls in person is surely an experience that will stay with you for a lifetime. Number 1. Angel Falls, Venezuela. Some falls are known for their width, some for their power, and some for their surreal surroundings. And yes, some are famous for their height. So if you've been waiting for the waterfall which seems to fall for miles, then here's the top spot on this list. Angel Falls. It's the world's highest uninterrupted waterfall. It drops an unbelievable 3,212 feet straight from the top of Ayuntepui Mountain. Angel Falls is located in Canaima National Park in Venezuela. The falls are named for the first person to fly over the falls, Jimmy Angel, in 1933. Originally, though, the Angel Falls were known as the Kerupakupai Vena, which translates from the language of the local Paimon people to English as Waterfall of the Deepest Place. Angel Falls only received the title of highest waterfall in the world in 1935, since the waterfall's in such a rugged and remote part of the jungle. In fact, the falls can only be accessed by plane or a boat ride up the Carau River, followed by a hike through the rainforest. Angel Falls are at their full glory during the rainy season when the water flow is at its highest. There are several indigenous communities who live in the area and around the falls and have for thousands of years. This fact, coupled with the biodiversity of the region, has led the Venezuelan government to implement several measures to protect both the falls and the surrounding region. These measures include limiting the number of visitors, as well as utilizing sustainable tourism practices. And in 1994, Angel Falls was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site. so this record-breaking waterfall will, thankfully, remain unspoiled for years to come. I'll see you next time. Watch our nature playlist for more top 15 videos about beautiful nature. Sit back, relax, and binge watch all of our best nature videos. The Top 5 show has launched channel memberships. Thank you to our channel members.